How is it going, y'all? So today I'm going to be going through just how to go through the entire course. It seems a little silly, but I promise you that once you go through this video, it'll just be much more clear on how to go through this course, and there'll be no questions. The way that we generally want you to go through this course is, just our suggestion to you. But I would have you, the intention was for you guys to go through this course week by week and be working with a coach so that you can make sure you get everything that's important in your business super dialed. And I really want you guys to not just binge watch all the videos because you will not actually digest this content and you would actually not get the whole intention of what this content and course is for. It's literally for you to basically understand the philosophy around why we do things and really just absorb this information and then apply it, most importantly, into your business. So, starting off, we have you on the onboarding. You should be in here already. And there's just a few things on how to get started, from like the community rules, some tips on how to be successful here, getting Slack set up, etc. Then on the same week, you can also just get onto the offer refinement, or if you need a break, you're totally welcome to just push this off into next week. But yeah, you can start the offer refinement on the first week. I know you might be thinking that you don't need to refine your offer, but just go through the exercise and you might actually just see some gaps in what you have currently, or you might actually just improve what you currently have. And I think there's nothing wrong with just improving anything. We can always improve somewhere, right? And this whole course is designed to help you get through your offer. Just look at all the gaps that you might have in your offer and just make sure it's just super solid. That way that when someone goes into your pitch in your sales, you would go through a situation where it would be stupid for them to say no. Like they just can't say no. They have to say yes. And that's what we're trying to position you into. It's a positioning that really matters with your offer. So after we get your offer dialed in, we're going to spend a couple weeks, if you're new to creating content, on creating content. So another thing too I just want to mention is that like every week we have a few challenges, or I guess homework assignments for you guys. So in the offer section, it'll just be submitting your offer. So you just go through this worksheet and then fill out everything here. I should be walking you through on how to do this. Take your time with it. If you're blasting through this, you're not really getting the spirit of this. You should be really taking your time with it. But I'll be going through that a bit more clearly in the actual lesson itself. Then you'll be submitting it here. You'll be submitting it and then making it so that when someone in my team comes to review your offer, they can give you some feedback and then you can just iterate from there. Next up, going back here, if you are really well versed in creating content, you could probably just skip this course. But I think there's always something to learn from anything. So I have a lot of different pieces of information here that might be able to help and serve you. I go from the philosophy of creating content, scripting and ideation, filming your content. Then I have a challenge for you guys. Like I said, for every video module, you'll have a little challenge. This one, I said it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks because these are doozies. Creating a YouTube video, if it's your first time ever shooting and filming content, it's a little tough. Creating a few reels might be a challenge for you guys as well. And then creating a VSL. If you've never created a VSL, it's probably one of the most challenging pieces of content that you'll create, but it's the one that serves you the most. And then the philosophy around your VSL is absolutely so important. So yeah, that would be week 2 to 3. Next up, there's winning at sales. Within the winning at sales section, we literally teach you like what an appointment setter is, what a closer is, how to go through objections, sample of a close, and then a few resources for you guys to get winning at sales. Then Week 5, show you how to make some cash. Week 6, we generate your sales assets and your lead. We work on your lead generation. So we really value touch points. So what a touch point is where leads come in through, and then you have to nurture those leads in some way. So for example, if you have a VSL, that would be a touch point. If you have an Instagram page, that would be a touch point. If you have a YouTube channel, it's a touch point. I believe that if you want to really just be rocking it in this business, you need to have at least 15 touch points. And we show you different ways to create those touch points to get those leads nurtured and to just have them come in and have basically all of those touch points work for you. Then after that, we set up paid ads. So after your whole ecosystem is set up, we basically just start funneling people in. So with paid ads, it's really important to note that it's like inviting 10,000 people to an event. So just imagine if you look at your business as an empty Costco warehouse. If you have nothing there and you just turn on ads, what are those people going to do when they arrive at your empty warehouse? They're going to just leave, right? So at the bare minimum, you could just have someone at the front door just sign in with them and just get their email and phone number at the very least, right? But even that wouldn't provide a lot of value because you're spending so much on ads to get all this attention to you. So you should be really trying to find a way to get as much value as you can from those people coming in through the door and giving them as much value as you can possibly so that they can stick around and you nurture them. Then next, we're going to be looking at your personal brand. Your personal brand is an extension of creating content. With this module here, we'll be diving a lot more into you as an entity and you as a person, telling your story, crafting that, sharing that narrative with people, and making it so that people connect with you and not making you a commodity. When I say making you a commodity, when you say that I'm going to help someone with their sales, and that's all people identify you as, you are now a commodity. But if they see you, your entire story of how you became a salesperson, why you're into sales, you're passionate about sales, they see you getting on stage talking about sales, they see you instructing and teaching your students on sales, now all of a sudden they think of you more as a person and they're going to be more bought in to you as an entirety, as a person, than you as a commodity. Because if they see you as a commodity, they're going to just look somewhere else. They're going to be like, this other guy does exactly what this guy does. And then they'll just move on because they're going to see it as like, this guy does it better. But then if they like you and they like your story and they connect with you and they trust you, they're going to go with you. That is your competitive advantage. And in the personal branding course, that's what we go through. Then week 10, we talk about hiring out your team. And when you hire out your team, I like to look at it as everything that you've built up until this point, from the sales, your ads, your offer, your content, you can have someone basically be placed into everything there, right? So you can have someone work on your ads. You can have someone work on your content. You can have someone work on your sales. You can have an entire team installed at any one of those points. So what you could do is find people that are high performing. We'll show you the different KPIs to measure. We'll show you all the different ways to manage your team. We'll show you all the different ways to get qualified candidates for each one of these different domains of expertise. And we'll also help you find ways to source them as well. So we will give you everything. We're giving you everything here, man. And if you get a lot of value out of this course, that would be incredible. And hopefully you guys see that it's really important to do this in order, because what we really want to do here is we really want to create as much value as we can for ourselves. So if we just consume all this content and then we just forget it all tomorrow, it's not going to serve you, right? So I really, really want to stress that you should be going through this course in order. That way you can get the best result and work with your coach directly. The communication is key. You should absolutely be communicating with your coach. Make sure that they're involved with what you're doing. They know what you're doing. You're updated with what you're doing. That way they can get you winning. All right, guys.